All right, I'm back. Yep, trying to get me something to eat because I'm about to go out. But the reason I'm going to, in this video, I'm going to explain to you why, uh, one of the reasons that kept me away from making a video for some time. Uh, those of you who've been watching me, you know, since I was here, I had a couple of incidents where I almost died. And I went to a hospital and it saved my life. The hospital was Kitengule. It's in, I think it's Tegeta. Kitengule. It's a fantastic hospital. And those people, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. And those people, within a matter of, I would say, 7 to 10 days, solved my problem, and and everything was fantastic. Okay, and I survived. I almost died. You saw a video. If you look through, you find the video. I showed you what I looked like. Well, while I was away, not making videos, one of the reasons why is I almost died. I was in an accident, and the accident was on what would be like a highway or expressway. You know, I was driving a Bajaji. I was driving it. So let me tell you, before here, the traffic is a little different than where I'm from in the United States. The traffic here, people they're moving, they're in a hurry. Sometimes I don't even think they're in a hurry. I think they just they're free, and so you'll be driving down the road going in one direction, and the cars in the other lane. Let's say it's a 2-lane highway. The cars in the other lane, to go around the car in front of them, they're going to get in your lane. And they're trucks and cars, and they actually drive in the other lane. This is what they do. They drive in the other lane. And sometimes it appears that they see you in the lane coming, and you guys both are headed towards each other. They're in your lane. You're in the right lane. You're moving forward. But because they want to pass, they come over into your lane. And it's like there's like a game of chicken taking place. Chicken meaning, are you going to move over so that I can pass? Or am I going to move over so you can pass? And sometimes it's a two-lane highway. There's not enough room over on the edge of the road. So you go over as far as you can, and then they'll move over or they'll jump back in their lane. So a Bajaji is a smaller vehicle. It's a 3-wheeled vehicle. All right. And that's what I drive. So one night, it's late night, it's around midnight, I was in the vehicle and I was driving, and some of the roads here, there are no street lights. This is a major highway, major road, but there are no street lights because I'm away from town, out in the local area. And as I was driving, there was the headlights in front of me. I could tell it was a big truck, like a semi truck, huge construction truck, even bigger than a semi truck. I could tell, and I could hear it. It was dark. It was pitch black. Now, normally when I drive on the edge because I know that the cars do that thing to come around and they're coming in your lane, and they drive like that. But this was at night. It was midnight. And I couldn't tell how much room I had on the edge of the road before the road turned to dirt. And so the car was coming. It was a truck. It's a big truck. It was coming. So I was trying to judge, do I have enough room over here, or will the road end and the dirt end? And the way that particular part of the road, when it ends, it goes down into like a little ravine. Okay, so I was trying to judge that, but I had a little bit of time because the guy had come over in the truck to go around a car or what have you. And pitch black, pitch night, so I swerved to try to avoid the truck. And he swerved. He tried to get back into his lane, but I didn't know how big the truck was because it's dark and the lights were coming at me, and it had his high beams on. The high beams, you know, if you got your high beams on, they'll blind you. If I have my high beams on, they'll blind you. And the Bajaj is a three-wheel vehicle, so when I swerved away to avoid him, and I was at the edge of the road already, I didn't know if I was going to go into the ravine or not. I swerved back into the highway to avoid going down in the ravine because I couldn't see that either. It was dark. And when I swerved back into the road, the Bajaj, it flipped, tumbled. And when it tumbled, I fell out of it. And when I fell out of it, the Bajaj landed on top of me. Not on top of my body here. It landed on top of my leg. My foot, to be exact. There was a part of it that was open because the two side doors, they're open. So normally that part would have been on my body. But because that's open, there was no metal or material to lay on my body. But the framing of the Bajaj itself was on my foot. I was trapped under the Bajaj. In the middle of the highway, both lanes, I was in the middle. At night, pitch black, cars coming around me. Because the Bajaj had flipped over, there was no light. The lights had kind of went out, crashed, or what have you. There was no light. So I'm laying there and I'm in excruciating pain because the Bajaj is heavy. It's heavy. It's Bajaj. It's like a small Volkswagen Beetle. It was on my foot, and I was trapped, and I was trying to lift the Bajaj up, which I had no leverage because I'm on the road laying down, and it's on top of me. So I had no leverage to push it off of me, and I could hear traffic coming, and so my foot was crushed. Okay, and there were motorcycles coming. Now here, it's difficult for me to tell you this because I love Tanzania. I love the African people in Tanzania, but this is a part of the culture, I think. I've actually been told about this being the case by people who cared about me, and they told me you have to be careful because if you get in an accident, this what I'm about to tell you can actually happen. And I didn't believe them. I took I listened to them. I took their word. I was hoping that it wasn't true. I didn't really believe them. What they told me is that if you get in an accident, you have to be careful because sometimes the people will come and you'll be in an accident, and rather than help you, they may take your things. That was difficult for me. I didn't want to believe that. But when this happened to me and I was laying in the middle of the road, there were two motorcycles. They call them boaters. They came and they took my things. And I was laying in the middle of the road. I was actually screaming. Now, listen, I'm a manly man. So pain, I've been in many situations where I've had to encounter great pain. I was an athlete, football player, and you go through many pain. I've been hit by cars and things of that nature. But I was in excruciating pain. So I literally I remember having the thought, I got to scream for help. I have to scream for help because it was dark and cars were coming. I needed to let them know I was there. My Bajaj is black with no lights. So when I was screaming, I'm thinking these guys, I can see them coming, but I was laying down, so I couldn't really see them and what they were doing. but they were around me. It was two of them, and basically what they did is they grabbed my bag. It had all of my stuff in it, you know. Grabbed my camera. They grabbed everything, and they took it and they left me in the street there. And so, fortunately, this traffic was coming by. A couple people they didn't stop, but then there were a couple that did, and so I'm screaming. So they came and they have to lift the Bajaji up. So it was about 4 or 5 of them. They lifted the Bajaji up, pulled me off to the side of the road. Now, one of the things that helped me survive was the traffic. It was midnight, so the traffic, it was one car might come by, and then, you know, a few minutes later, several minutes, another car. So that's why I was laying there in the middle of the road for a good amount of time, because there was no traffic. It wasn't heavy traffic. And then they came and, like I said, they lifted the Bajaji and they dragged me to the side of the road. And the Bajaji was fine. It wasn't even damaged. And they were able to drive it to another location to get it out of the road. But my foot was crushed. And so I couldn't walk. And I had to go to the hospital that night. And I remember calling Jackie and telling her, hey, look, don't panic. There's nothing, I'm okay, but I've been in an accident. And I was in excruciating pain. And so the end result was I was unable to walk for probably a month. I was on crutches. And even now, my foot, it's healed. It's healed. No broken bones or anything. Amazing. The body is an amazing thing, but my foot was crushed. So when the Bajaji landed on it, smashed it, and it put a deep line in my foot, in my ankle, and then my foot swelled up like a balloon. And I literally I just couldn't walk. So I had to get crutches, and my phone, they'd taken my phone, they'd taken everything. So I had no way to do videos. And, I was going to do them on Jackie's phone, but Jackie was busy. Plus, I was on the crutches, and it's very kind of difficult. It's just a situation, along with some other things that I'll tell you about in another video. But at that point, I was out of it for a minute. But I almost died because there were vehicles coming down the road, and I don't think they could see me. And I didn't want to scream because, I'm a man, but I knew if I didn't make sure that the people driving could hear me, that I was there, and that people around me could hear me. And so, yeah, that's one of the reasons it happened. So about a month and a half, my foot is still numb on the inside of my ankle. It's still numb now. It'll itch every now and then because it's healing on the inside. And when I scratch it, it's numb. So, yeah, so that's one of the reasons why you hadn't heard from me in a while. And some people had asked, and I appreciate it. I love you all, because I've gotten text messages, brother, we're glad you're okay, and are you okay? We were worried about you. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you for that. I want to actually even shout out your names. I'm going to try to write them down. I'm very busy with things for survival and things like that, but I just wanted you to know I didn't want to be away, because this is a relationship. You're important to me. Your family, are part of my family. We're family. And when you hear the YouTubers say that, I know I've heard it. For me, it's real, and I'm pretty sure it's real for them too. We, as a people, have got to get to that point where we understand we're together. Okay? All right, so that's how I almost died for a third time in Tanzania. But I'm back. All right. I love you all. Uhuru, uhuru, uhuru.